Kaleidoscope environment, released alongside the new OST4. Let's give it an in-depth look and even talk about its origins. First off, how to use it. Like normal, we have our 5 light event lanes and 2 rotational event lanes. In order from 1 to 5, we have our X lights, ring lights, left lasers, right lasers, lane lights. We then have our 2 rotational events, ring spin and ring expand. This environment is our first environment to not use laser left and laser right speeds, but it's still a good idea to include the speeds when making levels so they still look good on the other environments. Although the names don't correspond to what you just saw in the environment, it's good to still use this terminology for a similar reason as before, so that our lights are as cross-compatible with other environments as can be, which is important to us. The environment is our third to showcased boost colors, where there is a secondary set of light colors that can be used when enabled. To learn how to use them, please check out our Linkin Park environment tutorial. The base colors of grey and red are boosted to a purple and blood red respectively. As for the origins of this environment, there's a little bit of story to it. It actually starts as far back as our secondary release of Camellia songs in January 2020. In the months leading up to the release, I was designing on pen and paper an environment similar to the Camellia artwork we feature in the game, specifically things to do with spikes. I envisioned a static caved area with stalactites and stalagmites that looked iced over with lots of reflections. Thing is, I don't have the first idea how to program or build things in Unity. Asking our lead dev Split about this, although we liked the idea, we didn't have the time or resources to pull it off for release. Fast forward later into 2020 to the holiday season. I had a fair bit of time away from the game and decided to use it studying, so much so that I could build ideas in my head into Unity. I took a C# and Unity course in December, and on an afternoon early January, after finishing the Unity course, I dove straight in and started to mess around. I started playing around with spikes and tried to understand the ring system that Split had already built into the game. It was definitely a trial and error situation, but because of how well Split had designed the environment system, I had a V1 of Kaleidoscope in that very same day. I started playing around it, and it looks like this.
Now to the right, left, right, left, right, left, right, left,
Crouch.
left, left, right, left, right.
I decided to show some of the team members and told them about my secret studying period, and they joined it so much that we decided it would be used for OST4. Even though the environment looked decent enough, there was still an incredibly large amount that was broken for it to work on all platforms, and so Split rebuilt it from the ground up, but kept the original vision I had for it, which I'm incredibly grateful for. Nearing release, we actually had a lot of concerns that the environment was too much on the eyes and such, and we're potentially looking at reducing it immensely. We reached a middle ground with a few edits, but also implemented a new setting in the game called no flickering. Under player settings, there are these 2 drop-down menus, one for easy to expert difficulties and one for expert plus. In them, you can select either all effects, no flickering, or no effects. By default, easy, normal, hard, and expert are set to this new no flickering mode. What this does is heavily reduce any form of strobing effects in any level, including custom songs. It also has varied effects on different environments, which will also update past environments and ones going ahead. The current example is that in the Kaleidoscope environment, the ring expand event is entirely ignored. Ultimately, the thing I wanted to achieve with the Kaleidoscope environment is to have some form of equalizer effect that is on the Z-axis. What I mean by that is in every environment before this, we have lights that vary from below you to above you and from the left of you to the right. We use these areas to do things like match lights to the pitch of a song, things like where bass will flash below you and mids and highs are beside or above you. What we haven't had before is there is more than 2 events varied on the Z-axis, so what's away from you and close to you. In this instance, the Kaleidoscope environment has been designed so that the bass is far away from you and also at the edge of your peripheral vision, and the remaining lights gradually come closer to you. The spike shape of the rings nestled from wanting to play around with the triangles and spikes in environments. What came out was something I'm truly happy with. As a side bonus, a lot of our older releases have genuinely had their lights designed with this principle in mind, as in basses, low, mids and highs are up top. So the sheer majority of previous releases use the Z-axis uniqueness that Kaleidoscope brings to the table. I sincerely hope you're all enjoying the Kaleidoscope environment. I've always been hand-on with environment creative design as far back as Imagine Dragons, but this is the first one where I've been able to literally be hands-on. Let us know what you think of it and if you'd like to see more.